Hello there, and welcome to Q Healthcare Services. My name is Cynthia Cignano, and I'm retired now, but I am still the registered care manager of Q Healthcare Services, amongst others that I consult with. Now, the reason that I'm welcoming you today is hopefully to explain to you a little bit about myself as a consultant and also about the care that Q Healthcare Services provides. Now, on my side, I have been involved in care for 30 plus years. I am now retired, but still continue as a consultant for various care agencies, of which Cure Healthcare Services is one of my favorites, having started with them some moons ago when they first set up their care agency. Now, it's something that we're all passionate about in the care side, is making sure that we deliver excellent care that is not only professional but also has empathy towards the service users within our area. It's important to understand that being a caregiver is not just a job, because it is not a 9 to 5. It is a vocation. And within care services, it is something that I do believe that the care workers here, as well as the office managers and the registered owner, is actually providing. It means taking pride and accepting that providing care for someone who is vulnerable is a privilege. Being allowed into their home is a privilege, and it isn't something that we can take lightly. At least in the years that I've been in this trade, this industry perhaps is a better thing to say, it has always been very important to me, crucial in fact, that I can make sure that the care workers that are employed are fully trained in all the different aspects of providing safe care, valuable care that enables our vulnerable adults and our vulnerable children to be able to lead as normal a life as possible within their abilities. Now, sometimes one thinks that being disabled is a lesser being to some extent. No, there is no such thing as a disability, because we all have different abilities. I too am classified as disabled because my walking ability has much reduced for various reasons. But I certainly do have many other abilities, as a lot of those that use our service have. It's important to understand and to ensure that the people to whom we provide a service feel safe, feel secure, feel comfortable, that their well-being is our primary wish. And it is always a priority. It has always been one of my priorities to make sure that whomever I am working with or working for has the same ideals that I have had. Throughout the years of being with care services, we've had our ups and downs, and we've been through many hardships, and now are reaping the benefits of being able to say very proudly that yes, Cure Healthcare Services is a good, strong, and professional agency. As their consultant and now their spokesperson, I'm very proud to be sitting here talking to all of you, hoping that it may give you a sense of security and a feeling that, yes, we will provide the best care possible to those that are in our care. It's important that with the vulnerable adults we deal with, especially those that have dementia or Alzheimer's or anything else within that source, that we maintain a happy daily routine. Short-term memory is not something that may be there, but certainly long-term memory is. And that is, it's sacred, because that is what keeps them going. As with my own late mother, long-term memories were there in hordes, short-term not so much. But with mum receiving care or seeing me every day, as I did, even within my working hours, it was a case of letting her feel that she was still the same vigorous person she always used to be, that she still had something to give, advice, cooking, whatever made her happy and made her feel that she was no less a being than how she used to be, and that every day she would look forward to someone giving her some company and being able to chat to her about her previous experiences that sometimes she felt that was still ongoing. And that's what we try to do in every care that we give, regardless of who it's for, is to make sure that we maintain their long-term memories, because that is what keeps a person going. It's, well, I always found it not only a pleasure, but definitely a privilege to sit whilst I was, providing a cup of tea or helping someone to eat, as when I myself was a carer, and listen to the stories. And, in order for them to sort of keep their mind active, I would always say, okay, let's finish this tomorrow, and you think of whatever else you want to tell me about the things that made you happy. And that's something that would give them a reason to think about what they wanted to discuss. And it really did help, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. I've all the time in the world for someone who is elderly and is feeling alone. Families get taken over by work and the responsibilities of life. And sometimes we tend to forget that our loved ones, although they're older and less able to do things, in their minds, they're still the healthy people that they were, whether it's male or female. They were parents, then they became grandparents, then great-grandparents. So they've always had a part in our lives. We should never forget that, because it's tremendously important. Therefore, this is why I've come out of retirement to be the spokesperson for Cure Healthcare, because I firmly believe that the care they're now offering fulfills all of my prerequisites in care. I'm very fussy, always have been, about the care that's provided. And that's one of the reasons that perhaps I pulled back a little and took on earlier retirement than I would have wished. Because if things are not perfect, then I'm not willing to stand by them. The same goes for carers. I strongly believe that the caregivers within Cure are fully trained to the highest regard. I used to be one of their trainers. Therefore, I also know how important it is to me, especially. So if I'm doing an inspection or if I'm going in to supervise, whether it's at the office or whether it is in someone's home with their permission, is to make sure that what was taught in their training is being undertaken. Empathy has to be number one. You cannot just go in for the sake of doing personal care, making a cup of tea, and then you've left. It's the quality that you put into the time that you give. That's important. The quality of the care that you're providing, so that the person to whom you are delivering that care does not feel that they are a burden. I've visited and supervised many care homes in my time where that was not always the case, and where care workers seem to forget that it's not just a body they're cleaning or dressing or shifting on a bed. It's a human being with feelings, and they can feel pain. They may not be able to verbalize that pain, but it doesn't detract from the fact that they do feel it, and then the signs of it show on their bodies. That is what used to upset me the most and make me so angry. When I went back after a week to visit again and check what the carers were doing, and I would find thumbprints and handprints on one of the service users that we had with lesser abilities, shall we say. There was no need to see any kind of bruise on them. There was no need to be rough just to get the job done with. That is not what providing care should be about. You cannot provide any kind of care within a 10 or a 15-minute slot. It's impossible. Completely. It's doable, but not doable in the right manner, because you've given them nothing that they would want to remember. You've given them fear, apprehension for the next visit. Is the treatment they're going to receive the same? So that is something that, when you're looking for a care agency especially, it's extremely important to check what the level of training is. Perhaps sit down and have a long conversation with some of the carers, with certainly the office manager, the trainer. It's our loved one that we're placing in the care of strangers. So if we're not satisfied, can you imagine whether your mother, your father, your aunt, your sister, or your daughter might be facing? So it's very important. With Cure Healthcare, as with many other care agencies that are doing the job they're supposed to do, the care is discussed with the family member, especially if the person that's receiving the care perhaps can't verbalize as easily or does suffer with dementia. So it's very difficult to have a conversation that can express what they really want or need. That's where we come in. It's taken the time to find out, what did that person do before the period of needing care? How active were they? What were their hobbies? What do they enjoy? Grandchildren? What are their names? Photographs, so that they can be placed on a fridge or on a board, so that it's a memory that is there, always ready to be looked on. And so the carers also, when they look at the care plans, are able to see the important things that keep that individual's brain ticking along, and that makes their day special. That's important. We're not just looking after a body, we're looking after a person with the feelings and ideas and wishes, and it's our duty and also our privilege to be able to make their day a happy one and a better one, so that they're able to look forward to the next visit without any fears. So Hopefully, in the brochure that you will receive from Cure Healthcare Services, you can judge for yourself the type of care that is provided and how comfortable it makes you feel. So by all means, as and when you do decide to use Cure Healthcare Services, should you come across anything that you're unhappy with or unsure of, please do feel free to contact the office, speak to the office manager. If you are unsure about the feedback that you receive, ask them to give you my number, make an appointment, and I'm more than happy to speak about anything that is on your mind. Okay, I would like to again take the opportunity to reassure you of the care that is provided by Cure Healthcare and the fact that as a spokesperson, I would not be sitting here talking to you all if I didn't firmly believe that the care they provide is excellent. So I wish you all a very, very good day until the next time that we meet. Bye bye for now.